Do you ever have this feeling? Some questions you think you understand. I had no idea. Like the speed of light, about 300,000 kilometers per second. You've probably seen it in your text. Might be able to say it casually, but I ask you, do you really understand what that means? Light can circle the Earth 7.5 times in 1 second. Do it all. You blink. Light has traveled from Beijing to the United States. He came back from America, and then go halfway around the world. Sounds fast enough, right? But that's not what I want to focus on today. I'm going to tell you something today. This thing will make you understand the word speed of light. Produce radically different understandings. Light has no mass. There is no literal zero at all. So here's the problem. Something that has no mass, without air resistance, in a cosmic vacuum without any friction. Why can't it accelerate indefinitely? Why is it stuck here at this 299,792,458? Not a single step forward. What is stopping him? This goes deeper than you think. His answer will make you understand time again. Why space or even yourself can exist. I promise to finish listening to today's issue. This trip was worthwhile. Let's start at the beginning. What is light? This question has been asked for hundreds of years. And I ended up with one. Make everyone feel outrageous. But the answer you have to accept. Light is both a particle and a wave. No, sometimes it's particles, sometimes it's waves. Forever both at the same time. You might think that's impossible. A thing is either a particle or a wave. How can it be both at the same time? But the universe doesn't care if you feel it or not. Maybe that's how it works. And it took humans hundreds of years. It's been confirmed over and over again by countless experiments. Let's start with the example side 1905. A 26-year-old young man. He works at the patent office in Borny, Switzerland. Daytime. He's sitting at that humble desk, helping others review patent applications. He sits in a rental house at night. Turn the whole of physics upside down. This is a man called Albert Einstein. And in 1905, he published 3 papers in one go. Each one of those is good enough to win a Nobel Prize for somebody. One of them talks about the photoelectric effect. At that time, the scientific community generally believed that light was a kind of wave. But there's one experiment that everyone can't understand. Shine the light on the metal plate. Electrons in the metal fly out. It stands to reason that the greater the energy of light, the faster the electrons should be ejected. But that's not the case at all. No matter how bright the light is, the speed of the electron is always the same. Only the color of the light changed. That's the frequency. The electron speed changes. This doesn't fit the theory of waves, Einstein said. So that means that light is not a pure wave at all. It's made up of little packets of energy. He called these packets of energy photons. The light hits the metal like little bullets, rather than a wave. The energy of each bullet is fixed. The higher the frequency, more energy, the stronger the electron is. This discovery, and then Einstein, won the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics. Note that it is not relativity, it's the photoelectric effect. Relativity was way ahead of its time. The Nobel Committee is hesitant to give, but the wave side of the light proved more than 100 years before Einstein. In 1801, British physicist Thomas Young did a very simple but profound experiment. Double slit experiment. He let a beam of light through 2 slits, then hit the screen at the back. As a result, there are alternating light and dark stripes on the screen. This pattern can only be explained by waves. When 2 winds of light collide, it becomes brighter. The wind and the trough meet to counteract the dimming. That's called interference. This is a unique behavior. Therefore, light is both a particle and a wave. You can think of it as, you are also a solid rock. Another surging wave. You have borders and you're spreading. Both the individual and the whole. This is not a metaphor. This is physically what happens. Now we know what light is. And here's the bigger question. Photons have no mass. Why is there a speed limit? Let's correct a common mistake first. No mass is not the same as no energy. Einstein's most famous equation E is equal to the square of mc. It's actually a simplified version. The full version looks like this. E squared is equal to mc squared. The square, plus the square of the pc, where p is the momentum. For photons, mass m is 0. So the formula is simplified to equals pc. That is to say, the energy of a photon is determined entirely by its momentum. Photons have no mass, but they have momentum. That means he can push things. The Japanese are already using this. Solar Sail spacecraft is propelled by photons in sunlight. Light without mass, and actually propel the ship forward in space. And now you're sitting there. If the sun can reach you, those photons are coming in at about. The force of Joule Newton pushes you. Very weak. You can't feel it, but it's real. Something without mass physically moves you. Okay, now comes the real core. Light has no mass. Nothing is holding him back. Then why can't he run infinitely fast? What's holding him? The answer to this question is beyond everyone. Are you ready? Not that light has a speed limit. The universe has a speed limit. The speed of light has never been the speed limit of light. It's the speed limit of the universe, the whole real world. The fastest pace that can work. Light is just the first thing to push this limit. Because it has no mass, you can reach the universe naturally, maximum allowable speed. If we find out tomorrow, the photon has a tiny amount of mass. The speed of light will be slightly slower. But the speed limit of the universe will not change. That upper limit has nothing to do with light. This upends everyone's perception of the understanding of the word speed of light. Then how did this online come about? We have to go back to 1864 to visit a Scotsman, James Clerk Maxwell. You may not be familiar with this name, but what he did was absolutely worthy of Newton-Einstein juxtaposition. He was obsessed with nuclear magnetism, put the scientists at that time on electricity, all knowledge of plants and magnetic fields, for simple equations. These 4 equations, it's the famous Max equations. When these 4 equations are put together, he discovered something amazing. Oscillating electric fields generate magnetic fields. Oscillating magnetic fields generate electric fields. They stimulate each other, can form a wave that propagates outward, an electromagnetic wave, and he calculated how fast those waves would travel. As a result, he was stunned for a long time. That number is almost accurate. Equals the speed of light that people have measured at that time. Maxwell realized that light is not mysterious at all. Light is an electromagnetic wave. The speed of light, from the 2 constants that describe the properties of vacuum. It came out of nowhere. Vacuum permittivity and vacuum permeability. These 2 numbers are inherent properties of the vacuum itself. Is there anything in it? Totally irrelevant. In other words, the speed of light is not a random number set by the universe. It grows out of a vacuum structure. Like the carbon atoms in a diamond, arranged in a specific way. This permutation structure determines the speed at which sound waves travel through it, neither more nor less. Spacetime has an internal structure. This structure determines the fastest speed at which anything can spread. That's it. That's about 300,000 kilometers per second. This is the first shock. The speed of light comes from the universe's own bones. Then comes the second shock. About you. Where are you sitting right now? Almost motionless relative to the ground. But you don't really move. You've been exercising. Just your sport. All in the direction of time. Einstein's theory of relativity tells us that you are forever traveling through time at a fixed total speed. And that total speed is the speed of light. When you stand still in space, this quota is all spent on time. So you travel through time at maximum speed. Walk 1 second per second. But when you start moving through space, a portion of the quota is allocated from time to space. The faster you move through space, the slower time goes by. This is not a metaphor. This is a measurable reality. In 1971, physicists Hafer and Keating did a perfect experiment. They brought 4 sophisticated atomic clocks on board, fly around the Earth. After landing, put the clock on the plane, and the clock is always on the ground. As a result, the clock on the plane was slow. It's not broken, it's really slow. At airplane speed, time really does pass more slowly. And GPS satellites experience this every day. Satellite high-speed motion, time slows down relative to the ground. At the same time, the satellite has a weak attractive force. Time goes faster relative to the ground. The superposition of the two effects. If engineers don't use relativistic formulas to calibrate the positioning error of your phone, accumulate more than 10 kilometers per day. Every time you open the map to navigate and find the right way, you're enjoying the dividends of relativity. Continue to follow this logic. When you reach 90% the speed of light, the time flow has become less than half of normal. Reach 99.9%. Time stands still. Really, at the speed of light, time stops completely. Photons do not experience time. That's a neat thing to say. But you think about what he means. A photon, emitted from some distant galaxy, after a journey of billions of years, finally landed in your eyes. For that photon, the moment it was launched, and the moment you see it, it's the same moment. Billions of years is nothing to him. And that's why only things without quality to travel at the speed of light. Moving at the speed of light means not passing in time. It means that you exist simultaneously, all locations on the entire path. This state can only be achieved if the quality is O. As long as you have a little bit of quality, time will not stop completely for you. You'll never reach the speed of light. Now let's talk about it. Why can't mass run faster than the speed of light? There's a super counterintuitive truth here. Quality is not a thing. Mass is energy. E is equal to mc squared. This equation is not a miracle. And he was talking about something fundamental. Mass and energy are two forms of the same thing. Can be transformed into each other. When you accelerate an object, you put energy into it, and at low speeds, this energy becomes kinetic. Objects become faster, but as it approaches the speed of light, a strange thing happened. The energy you put in there no longer translates into speed. It converts to quality. Objects get heavier and heavier. The harder it is to accelerate. The harder it is to accelerate, the more energy it takes. It goes in and it gets heavy. It's an endless loop with no solution. CERN. Large Wall Collider. It is the strongest ever made by man. Large Particle Accelerator. It accelerates protons to 99.9999991% the speed of light. At this speed, the mass of those protons has become static. About 7,460 times. Scientists used incredible energy to push the proton to this extent. And the proton is still not at the speed of light. Want to push anything with mass to the speed of light? It requires an infinite amount of energy. Not a lot. It's infinite. The universe didn't prepare so much energy for you, and there never will be. But photons are smart. He doesn't need to be pushed at all. He was born at the speed of light. Never experienced an acceleration process. It doesn't require any energy to maintain this speed. Because there is no mass, there is nothing to overcome. The first light from the Big Bang. Until you turned on the lights this morning, every photon is born, just running at that speed. That speed is the maximum allowed by spacetime. It's a number etched into the bones of the universe. Then there is a fun little interlude. Light in glass slows down water. It's a fact. In physics class, light travels about 3/4 as fast in water as in a vacuum, less than half of the diamonds. So here's the problem. Does the photon gain mass in the material, so it slows down? No, what really happened was this. Photons enter the material, encounter electrons in atoms, absorbed by electrons, electronic energy, and fall down again, re-emit a new photon. This process occurs billions of times per second. Each individual photon, in the gap between atoms, speed or the speed of light, exactly, but swallowed and spit it out. It takes time. It's like a non-stop flight, turned into a connecting flight. It's getting longer. Photons themselves are not slow. There are too many stops on this road. Here's another particularly cool phenomenon. It's called Cherenkov radiation. Since light slows down in water, so you have a high-speed electron running around in the water. It can travel faster than light in water. At this time, the electron travels faster than the light waves it generates. And faster. It's like a plane breaking the sound barrier. Will generate an optical shock wave, emitting a ghostly blue light. If you've ever seen a nuclear reactor, the deep blue light in the pool, that's Cherenkov radiation. That's particles beating light in water. Generated shock wave. Soviet physicists who discovered this phenomenon. Pavel Cherenkov. He won the 1958 Nobel Prize in Physics for this. But notice, electrons just outpace light in water. Absolutely no faster than the speed of light in a vacuum. The ultimate launch of the universe remains as solid as a rock. Okay, now let's talk about something really mind-blowing. On the principle of constant speed of light. This is the heart of Einstein's special theory of relativity. It's one of the cornerstones of modern physics. The principle is that no matter how much you exercise, the speed of light relative to you is always the speed of light. Unchanged? That sounds impossible. Let's do a thought experiment. You are in a column at 100 kilometers per hour. On a moving train, throw a ball forward. The speed of the ball relative to you is 20 kilometers per hour. That ball, the speed relative to the ground is 120 kilometers per hour. That's just normal speed stacking. Totally intuitive. But now switch to light. You're in a spaceship traveling at 50% the speed of light. Turn on the flashlight forward. According to ordinary superposition logic, that light should be traveling at 1.5 times the speed of light. It travels at the speed of light without that beam of light. Not much. Quite a bit. Whether observed from a spacecraft, or stand outside the spaceship and watch. Same result. The speed of light is the speed of light. The year is 1887. The Michelson and Maury experiments first hinted at. That experiment was supposed to measure the speed at which the Earth moves in manners. It turns out that no matter which direction you measure, the speed of light is exactly the same. This result is so abnormal, so much so that at that time, everyone doesn't know how to explain. The whole physics community is deeply confused. Until 18 years later, the young man at the patent office came forward and said, "The problem is not the light. The problem lies in our understanding of space and time. Space-time itself is elastic. When you move at high speeds, the space in your direction of motion will be compressed. Time will slow down. These two effects are precisely compensated for, guaranteed the speed of light for everyone. Space and time can be curved, but the speed of light remains the same. Two ships flying away, each traveling at 90% the speed of light. You think their relative speed is 180% the speed of light. Wrong. Calculated with the relativistic velocity superposition formula, the answer is about 99.4% the speed of light no matter how you stack it up. The result is always below the speed of light. Almost. The universe uses the elasticity of space to protect this ultimate speed line. Now let's talk about black holes. What is a black hole? To put it bluntly, it is an attractive force where even light can't escape. The critical surface from which light cannot escape is called the world. Everything that happens in the world can never send a signal to the outside world. Events there, and the rest of the universe, completely cut off the causal link. And that's how the name event world came about. It is the horizon of events. You can't see the past anymore. The root cause of black holes. There is an upper limit to the speed of light. If light could be without, no matter how attractive force, you just have to run fast enough to get out. Precisely because the universe has a speed ceiling. Only in certain areas, it can lock even the light inside. In the event world, spacetime itself is falling inward at the speed of light. Inside the world, spacetime is falling faster than the speed of light. It's not that matter is moving faster than the speed of light. It's space itself that's contracting at that rate. You are thrown inward diagonally by time and space. Your speed relative to spacetime is the speed of light, but spacetime itself drags you deeper and faster. It's like being on a treadmill that's going faster than you. Run forward. You are still retreating relative to the ground. In 1974, Stephen Hawking found one that shocked physicists all over the world. Black holes are not completely black. Near the event world, quantum effects cause black holes to slowly evaporate, radiate energy outward. This is Hawking radiation, and Hawking radiation travels at the speed of light. This is the only thing that can escape from the vicinity of a black hole. It goes through the narrowest door on the cosmic speed line. In 2019, the World Telescope Collaboration Team, the first photo of a black hole in human history has been released. That black hole is in the galaxy M87. That's about 55 million light years away. The world is about 40 billion kilometers in diameter, bigger than the solar system. The bright halo in the photo is matter orbiting a black hole at nearly the speed of light. Emitted light, partly bent by the attractive force of the black hole, refraction, draws that suffocating arc. Other photons fall in forever, never come out again. In that photo, light and attractive forces, speed and structure, written with the deepest rules of the universe. Next, quantum entanglement. This is what made Einstein something I can't sleep on. He called him a spooky superpower. Quantum entanglement is one of two examples of this. After entanglement occurs under certain conditions, no matter how far apart, measure one of them. The other one will instantly assume the corresponding state. For example, two entangled photons. One flies to Earth. One flies to Mars. You measure him on this side of the Earth. The direction of polarization is horizontal. Photons on the other side of Mars will determine the vertical direction at the same moment. No matter how far apart the two are, the response is timely, faster than the speed of light. Isn't this a violation of the cosmic speed limit? And the answer is fantastic. No, because no information is transmitted in the entanglement. The people on the other side of Mars measure their own photons. The results you see are random. He doesn't know what you measured. You can't get anything out of this. Only waiting for you to use ordinary communication. Like sending an email. Take the normal electromagnetic channel, tell him your result, and he finds this incredible correlation. And that communication can't travel faster than the speed of light. Like the quantum coins. Your front becomes your back in an instant. Even on the other side of the galaxy. But the other party picked it up and looked. I only know its tails. I don't know who made him the opposite. Can't receive any of your intentions from it. Entanglement makes the universe connected to each other on a deeper level than space. But he strictly guards the speed of light as a line for information transmission. 2015. One of the most carefully designed Bell experiments in history. A team from Delft University in the Netherlands and Austria simultaneously close all hidden variables to explain the logical backdoor of entanglement. The evidence is ironclad. Quantum entanglement is a true feature of the universe. There is no contradiction between him and going online at the speed of light. The universe is deeper than space. Non-local. Is connected as a whole. But information still can't travel faster than light. Now let's talk about something even stranger. Is the expansion of the universe. The rules say nothing can exceed the speed of light. Except for one thing, space itself. In 1929, astronomer Edwin Haber discovered the distant galaxies are moving away from us. And the farther it goes, the faster it goes. This suggests that the universe is expanding. But the question is, are galaxies moving through space? It's that the space between galaxies is itself increasing, like the dots on a balloon. As the balloon gets bigger and bigger, the distance between the dots increases. It's not the origin. It's moving by itself. It's the surface of the balloon expanding, because what's expanding is space itself. It's not that matter moves through space, so not going against the speed of light. Now, about 46.50 billion light-years away, is retreating from us faster than the speed of light. Is caused by space expansion. The light that those galaxies are emitting will never reach us. We have a universe. Everything outside the world. Permanent isolation from our cause and effect. If you wait for many more years, the light there will not catch up. The universe is only 13.80 billion years old. But we can see 46.50 billion light-years. Because space has been expanding for 13.80 billion years. The space through which the light travels is also stretched. So we see 13.80 billion light-years. Much farther. 1998, astronomers have discovered something even more stunning. The expansion of the universe is accelerating. There is something called dark energy, pushing the space to expand faster and faster. We still have absolutely no idea what it is. This discovery allowed 3 scientists, Sol Permalt, Brian Schmidt, Adam Rees. They were jointly awarded the 2011 Nobel Prize in Physics. If this acceleration continues, trillions of years later, all galaxies outside our local group will retreat out of the world. Astronomers back then looked up at the sky. You can only see the stars in your own galaxy. We know nothing about the large-scale structure of the universe. We don't know anything about the Big Bang. We know nothing about dark energy. The universe is slowly hiding its history. And we happen to live among humans. The time window that gives the most complete view of the universe, mouth. And then the window closes a little bit. Until death. Do you think this is a coincidence? Let's talk about SN1987A. This is the most significant observation in the history of human observation. Explosions. So, 1987. In the Large Magellanic Cloud, about 168,000 light years away, a star exploded before our eyes. This supernova is designated SN1987A. Unimaginable energy was released in the instant of the explosion. It shoots outward in many forms. Visible neutrino. Attractive force scientists have detected the light and neutrinos of this explosion. Here's the thing. Neutrinos are about 3 hours ahead of visible light. Arrive on Earth. That sounds strange. It's not surprising at all. And this is the maximum speed limit for the universe. A beautiful verification. Neutrinos hardly interact with anything. Can penetrate an entire star like a tofu. At the moment when the core of the star just stepped on the shuttle, just ran out, and visible light, we need to wait for the shock wave to blow up the outer layer of the star to eject. There is a delay of a few hours in between, so it makes perfect sense for neutrinos to come first. And more importantly, after 168,000 years of travel, the time difference between the arrival of neutrinos and photons, only a few hours. Neutrinos have a little bit of mass. This little mass means that it travels faster than a vacuum. The speed of light is slightly slower. But how much slower? 168,000 years journey was only a few hours slower. This means that neutrinos are traveling infinitely close to the speed of light. But it's still a little bit short, because it has mass. And this result exactly validates the quality examples. Can never reach the speed of light, but it's infinitely accessible. Really something without quality, just running at this limit. Speed is not a property of light. It's a property of the universe. Now let's talk about a big oolong from 2011. This thing, it caused quite a stir in the physics community. The opera of CERN that year. The experimental team announced a shocking result. They measured neutrinos. From Geneva, fly to Gran Sasso National Laboratory in Italy. Faster than light by about 60 seconds. 60 seconds, 100,000 seconds sounds insignificant. But if this measurement comes true, means neutrinos exceed the speed of light, means the whole theory of relativity needs to be rewritten, means the edifice of modern physics built over the decades, to collapse. The physics community was quiet for a few seconds, and you start to really pick on problems. Labs around the world set out to replicate experiments, review data, break down every possible source of error. A few months later, the truth is found out. Opera experiment. There is a fiber optic connector that is in poor contact. At the same time, there's something wrong with the oscillator on the GPS sync clock. The two systematic errors add up. Exactly 60 nanoseconds of deviation. After ruling out errors, the speed of neutrinos, obediently back to the normal range of slightly below the speed of light. It's a remarkable example of the history of science. A shocking announcement was taken seriously. Independent verification. It turned out to be an experimental error. It's not that the science has failed. It's the science of self-correction that works. The speed of light comes online, experiencing challenges over and over again, standing again and again. Now for a cosmic romance. The cosmic microwave background radiation. About 380,000 years after the cosmic Big Bang, cooling channels where protons and electrons can combine. The formation of the first neutral hydrogen. The universe is completely opaque. Hot plasma everywhere. Photons are scattered repeatedly, can't go anywhere. And after this moment, the universe becomes transparent. The photons accumulated at that moment, rushing outward from all directions at the same time. Those photons have been flying for 13.80 billion years. Fly to today. As the universe expands, their wavelengths are stretched from visible light to microwaves. Today, these microwaves are enveloping us from all directions. Formation of the cosmic microwave background radiation. Abbreviation CMB 1964. American radio engineer Penchia, Smith and Wilson, a large radio antenna is being commissioned. No matter what, a mysterious bottom stove cannot be eliminated. They thought it was pigeons nesting in antennas, caused by the feces left behind. Seriously drove the pigeons away. Cleaned the antenna. The noise is still there. And then they figured it out. That's not noise. That is the oldest light in the universe. The two therefore received the 1978 Nobel Prize in Physics. When your instrument detects photons from the CMB, what you're watching. 13.80 billion years ago in the infancy of the universe. But there's a further twist. Those photons started 13.80 billion years ago, but for the photon itself there is no passage of time. The moment I was released, and this moment captured by your telescope, it's the same time for photons. Every C and B photon, while living in a post-Big Bang infant universe, and this moment in front of you, past and present, shrunk to the same point in the perspective of light. The glass of water you have, oxygen and clear atoms in water molecules. It's a star that died billions of years ago. Forged in the flames of nuclear fusion, scattered through the universe by supernova explosions, finally landed on this planet called Earth. Merge into the river, the cup that flows into your hand. And the light from that star's explosion was traveling at the speed of light. And there are some of those photons that drive photosynthesis. It creates oxygen, involved in the chemical evolution of the origin of life. You are here because light travels at that speed. No, hurry up. No, slow down. Here we go. Tell a guess that will make your whole person bad. Holographic principle. 1990 South. When physicists study black hole information theory, and I discovered a counterintuitive pattern. The maximum amount of information that can be stored in a three-dimensional region is not proportional to the volume of this region. It's proportional to his surface area. It's called the holographic principle, by Dutch physicist Harold Hoofd and American physicist Leonard Susskind proposed. And he was implying something that sent a chill down your spine. The three-dimensional space we experience. Maybe it's just encoded in a two-dimensional projection on the surface. It's like a hologram. A two-dimensional film. It holds all the information in 3 dimensions. Projection it out and you see a stereoscopic image. The volume of depth that we experience. Three-dimensional space may be an illusion. The underlying reality is two-dimensional, and the speed of light within this framework. It may be the information transmission on the two-dimensional surface. Maximum broadcast rate is the highest frequency at which reality refreshes itself. Take this idea to the extreme. If the essence of the universe is information processing, the speed of light, this is the limit of the computer in the universe. Every particle collision, every quantum measurement, it's all an update of information. And these updates diffuse outward at the speed of light. The universe is calculating its next stitch at the speed of light. I'm not saying the universe is definitely a computer, but when the speed limit of the universe acts on everything, information energy, cause and effect itself, when he looks so much like a computational constraint, you have to admit this. Difficult questions. One more thing must be said. A historic moment in 2017. That yearly Dog and Virgo attractive force wave detector also detected from the attractive force of 2 neutron stars colliding almost simultaneously. Telescopes around the world also detected gamma rays coming from the same direction. The time difference between the 2 reaching Earth is only 1.7 seconds, and these 2 signals was created simultaneously 130 million light years away. 130 million years travel time difference is only 1.7 seconds, and this proved an extremely important fact. Attractive force traveling at the speed of light, not light. It's ripples in spacetime itself traveling at the speed of light. The speed of light is not just limited by electromagnetic waves. It's not just about physical movement. It's the speed at which information travels through spacetime itself. It's the conduction rate of the lowest structure in the universe. Every corner of the universe are all connected to each other at the same speed. Exchange information with each other. They sense each other. There is no faster way to get in touch than this. Now let's talk about a personal matter. One thing about the present. Do you think it's a common concept now? You think the entire universe has a system. One moment. No, you look up in the Andromeda galaxy. You see her 2.50 million years ago. What's happening in Andromeda right now? We won't know for 2.50 million years. So what's happening in Andromeda? Does this question make sense? According to relativity, 2 observers moving at different speeds. For which event happened at the same time? There will be different judgments on this matter. There is no one absolutely universal at the same time. You're now? It only makes sense in a region called the light cone. It's about you. The area where the speed of light can be contacted. Beyond the light cone. Now the word has lost its meaning. Your present is local, not cosmic. This means that the universe is not a three-dimensional whole that exists simultaneously, but a causal relationship A complex web woven together. Light speed determines which events can affect which events. Which ones can be connected to which ones at the moment. You live in a region of time and space, rather than a single moment. Think about how profound this is. Everything you see is in the past, all after running for a while. It just arrived in your eyes. You never really see the present. You just keep receiving letters from the past. The finite speed of light gives the universe a history. Make a distinction between the past and the future, giving Britain a direction. If the speed of light were infinite, everything will affect each other at the same moment. The universe will collapse into a universe without time. No cause and effect. Eternal still point without story. No evolution, no life, no consciousness, nothing can happen. Your existence, marked by your memories and expectations, provided you can distinguish between yesterday and today, all of this, are based on the finite speed of light. Here's an amazing summary. Every atom in your body, bonded together by electromagnetic force. The electromagnetic force is transmitted by every nerve impulse in your brain. It's an electrochemical signal at speeds determined by the electromagnetic field on nerve cells. Your every heartbeat, with every breath, every thought, from the bottom up. Electricity travels at the speed of light. Magnetic interaction to drive. You are an information structure supported at the speed of light. You're the universe calculating itself at the speed of light, an extremely complex program that ran out. The speed of light is faster. The energy of the early universe would have spread too evenly, before matter could assemble into galaxies and stars. Stars, no heavy elements. There are no planets. Light is slower without you. Before stars formed. We'll explore under attractive forces, also without you. That's about 300,000 kilometers per second. It looks like it's been precisely tuned. Exactly allows for complex structures. The emergence of life consciousness, your existence, is the result of the precise setting of the number the speed of light. So let me leave you with the first question. Light has no mass, then why is his speed limited? That's the wrong question. Why is there a speed limit? But why does the universe have a speed limit? And the answer is the speed limit of the universe. It is determined by the structure of spacetime itself. He gave Britain direction. Let time have an arrow. Get the information in order. Make change possible. Let history exist. There is no upper limit. There's no past. No future. It has no structure. No life. No consciousness. A story without a universe. Light has no mass, so he was born to run at that limit. It's not that something is pushing him. It's not that something is limiting him. He's just massless. Free, and the universe dictates. Something massless and free. Spread at that speed. Light is not slow. Light is the fastest the universe can allow anything to reach. The speed of light is not the speed limit of light. Is the realistic speed limit. Light is only the most faithful messenger. He's showing you every moment. What is the rhythm of the universe? How often does reality update itself? Every time you turn on the flashlight, from that ordinary light bulb. The beam of light that shoots out is